Hey guys, Jim here. Getting things, trying to get things here rallied up for you guys. Um, the Let me just give you a little background. Everybody has their own COVID-19 stories, right? But um, our current K-12 school situation is a hot mess, and trying to get that figured out. Um, Stories I wish I could tell you, but I can't right now anyway. So I've been working on that. I apologize again for not getting back to you guys quicker. Um, I never thought I'd be spending so many hours sitting with a laptop on my lap trying to get things done, but here we are. So this module 11, you have a 2 week period to be finishing this one. It's probably not something that actually takes 2 weeks. But I wanted to give you plenty of time to, again, poke around in some of the things that are going on. So this is going to be Thing 21, Emerging Technologies. So I'm going to come over here to Thing 21. And this is, again, one of the reasons I like to use the 21 Things for Teachers. This is all updated. This is all new. So there's some links here for places for you to start looking into some of the reports and some of the things that are going on in the future, that are coming up in the future, I should say. Um, please look through these principles, reflections, especially. These can give you some ideas of what administration is thinking about and looking for, as far as technology wise. One of the things I want to talk about with this is, I know a lot of you came into this class thinking I'm not really going to use technology, especially for the classes I'm going to teach. And maybe you still feel that way, and God bless you for it. It's no problem. Not everybody should use it. Not everybody needs to use it. But one of the things I think we need to be aware of is that everything from your evaluation as a K-12 teacher, to your marketability when you go to look for jobs, to even where you find the money in education. The money is in STEM and STEAM. And, if you can make yourself marketable, if you can make yourself valuable to your district or to a potential district that you want to get into, these are just things to bring with you. And if you aren't completely sold on the fact that you need to be using technology in your class every day, like I said, that's perfectly fine. But if you have these skills under your belt, then hopefully this is something that's going to give you an edge up, that it can help you. Maybe you have a certification. I know a lot of you are doing phys ed, and there are needs for phys ed teachers out there. But maybe you'd have 5 hours of phys ed and 1 hour of a STEM class or something like that. They're always, especially smaller districts, the way we have to do scheduling. Generally speaking, you usually don't teach one subject all day long. So if you can make yourself marketable into an elective, into something that you can do to help kids with education, with technology education, I think that's a good thing for you. So take your time and look through these and get some ideas of where we think education is going with technology, future trends, all this kind of stuff. And it's asking you to then, um, find one that you like, that piques your interest, and do a little write up about it. Now it says to put it in your portfolio. Of course, we know that means just upload it to Canvas, um, and make sure you include a link to the story. Blah blah blah. So that's kind of what I was thinking that you would do for 1 week. Look through all this stuff, find one, write a synopsis, and then in the second week, um, down here, there's a little class to do, which is a coding class, which again, not everybody's writing code anymore, but it gives you an idea of the process that it goes through. And there are tons of classes for kids that teach basic coding. So again, maybe you could be the one that teaches that class if you need 1 more hour to get picked up or something like that. These are extremely popular classes with schools to teach kids these basic coding ideas. Um, so if you find your article, write it up, um, summarize how these things will impact you, possibly directly with your class, or how it may affect, like I'm saying, maybe you can, make it to where you are eligible to teach another class. Right now, you don't have to be highly qualified in any of these classes anymore. So if you are certified to teach phys ed, or you're certified to teach ELA, that's great. You could still teach a STEAM class without any other certifications that go along with it, as long as you have the know-how. So think about those kinds of things. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, blah, blah, blah. So put these two things into Canvas, these two write-ups, do your hour of coding, take the screenshot of the final project, and send those into into Canvas as well. And we just wanted to give you 2 weeks to work on that. Let's go back here quick to the syllabus, though. We have our final lesson plan coming up fairly quickly. And again, that is a 2-week assignment as well. I want to give you a little bit of head start on that. Think about all the technology that we've looked at so far, the things that we've talked about. Many of you have used the same idea for your example. Like maybe you were doing a basketball unit, and so you did one thing with the basketball, and then you went back and did another thing with the basketball, and so on and so on. That is, I'm perfectly fine if that becomes your lesson plan. So your lesson plan needs to incorporate several technology resources. You'd be surprised how many years I've done this, and I usually have at least one person that turns in a lesson plan where their idea of incorporating technology was that they were going to have something on an overhead projector. And again, if you're not huge into technology, that's great. But for the purpose of this class, please get into as much technology as you can for this lesson plan. Again, it could be 1 to 5 periods long. Doesn't matter to me. It could be a small mini unit. It could be a one day lesson, but incorporate these things in here as much as you can. All right. Make sure that if you're not using any particular lesson plan format yet, and I know that SVSU really loves this big, huge, long lesson plan thing. You can use that if you like it. This link will take you to another one that is a bit shorter and maybe easier to use, but I'm not so much interested in the lesson plan format. I don't need all the fancy phrases and all that kind of stuff. Just give me an idea of, I'm going to do this and this and this. It's going to take this long to do this part, this long to do that part. Here's the materials I need. Here's what the students are going to do. This is what their target is, and this is how they're going to achieve it. Those kinds of things. Okay. So it must include more than one mode of delivery. To be most effective, we need to present information to a whole class in multiple ways. Make sure you're looking at these things that I'm looking for. And you want to make sure that you are creating the things that you need. Upload the lesson plan. I guess I need to double check this TK20. In the other class that I have, they've now told me that they don't have to go to TK20. So I'll get back to you on that. We've got 4 weeks before we get there, so I'll get back to you on that part. But also, again, I will have an exit survey, but I also have the teacher evaluation forms that should be online, and I think those are open to you already. So you could fill them out now if you want. You can wait till we get into May if you want, but please make sure you fill out those teacher evaluation forms online before we close the class. And again, I'm really, really thick-skinned, being 27 years in education. So don't worry about, I don't want to mark something bad because he's going to mark my grade down. That's really, that's not going to happen. You can tell me I'm the worst teacher you've ever had in your whole life, and hopefully you can tell me why, if that's the case, so that I can become better. That's all I care about. So, don't worry about if you filled out the form early or something like that. That's not going to affect you at all. That would be really terrible of me. So anyway, those are really the next 4 weeks that we've got coming up. I will be getting back to you again for this one, in 2 weeks, so that we can kind of refresh what you need to do. Please feel free to keep asking questions, emailing, things like that. If you guys are interested in doing a Zoom meet or a Google Meet or something like that, let me know. I mean, I'm not against doing that. Of course, we're doing that for regular school anyway, so not that big a deal. If you guys wanted to do it and ask some questions about this final project or anything like that, um, send an email out, and we'll start doing a group discussion on if and when we want to do that kind of thing. So, other than that, I think we're all set for the 2 weeks here. Not a typically hard one, but I just would like you to take some time and do, delve around into some of these things. And I will talk to you guys later.